Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Chinyere Luke. Today I have something very important that I want to share with you. But before I go further, please, if you have not subscribed, kindly do so. Subscribe and turn on your notification for updates from this channel. So today I want to talk about something very, very important. And this is actually based on the fact that a lot of people have reached out to me to talk about or to ask me how they should go about writing a cover letter, and I have decided to just do this. So I wrote a sample of a cover letter which will be useful for your application. This is not limited to only teaching, but my page is predominantly for teachers, but if you are in another profession, you can just edit it you can edit it to fit into whatever profession you are applying for, or to fit into whatever job role you're applying for. Okay, so having said this, it is very important for you to know that you might need to tweak this a little bit, but everything that I am going to be sharing with you are the important details that must be in your cover letter if you are applying to teach as an ALT. Okay, so let's go right into it. So the first thing that I am going to be talking about here is your introduction. That is number one. Introduction and purpose. So for this, you have to start with a brief introduction about yourself and clearly state your purpose for writing. Why are you writing this cover letter? Why? You need to be able to define the purpose for which you're writing the letter, not just because you saw an advert and you just decided to apply for it without knowing why you're applying. Okay, so you mention the position you're applying for and how you found out about it. So for the very first things that must appear on your cover letter, you have your name, your address, your email, your phone number, and the date. Then you can move further to write the company name. If you find the address of the company on the website, that's good. If not, you can just keep it and go ahead. So the next thing, your dear recipient. And as you can see in my sample, I am writing to express my interest in the English teaching position as advertised on your company's website. Okay, so if you see a job advert on, say, maybe Port, you are not applying to Port. You are applying to, for instance, if the company is Altia or Hart Corporation, you are applying to Hart Corporation, not to Port. Do you understand? So you are applying to a particular company. Okay, so I believe I would be a valuable addition to your team. So that is like your introduction. Just make it as brief as possible. It must not be exactly the way I have written it here, but it should just be something like this, okay? Then you want to talk about your relevant experience and qualification. That is the number 2. Highlight your teaching experience, your educational background, just take it from the lowest to the highest. From the most recent down to the least recent. If you are a university graduate, that should be the first thing that appears. If you are a master's holder, a PhD holder, that should be the first thing that should appear. Then the subsequent ones should just come right after. Okay, so relevant experience and qualifications, your educational background, any relevant certificates that you have. Just talk about these things briefly. You're trying to sell yourself as soon as possible. At least in the first 3 paragraphs, you're trying to sell yourself and the things that you can offer. Do you understand? So be specific about your skills and how they relate to the position. For instance, if you are an engineer and you've been on the field for so long, probably you taught before going fully into the engineering field, you might just want to talk about how you can tweak it to fit into the teaching role. Do you organize seminars? Do you understand what I'm saying? Please do not say something out of context. Don't just say, okay, because I'm an engineer and I am knowledgeable about this, you are going to just talk about all your engineering skills and everything, because it is not needed here. You're applying to teach. Do you understand now? So please, that is very, very important. Tailor your experience to fit exactly what you're applying for. Now, so you want to talk about your relevant skills. So you can see a sample there. I hold a bachelor's degree in whatever the field is. Like I said in my previous video, it does not matter the field of study. What matters is your willingness and your ability and the things that you can, offer. Okay, so if you have a TEFL certificate, you can add it. If you do not, you can just go ahead. But like I said earlier too, I would always advise people to get this certificate. It is very, very important. Okay, so you talk about your years of teaching. Okay, you talk about your years of teaching, whether English or not. Talk about your years of teaching. If it is 1 year, if it is 2 years, 3 years, just put it there. And then you can just talk a little about the things, how you grew in your last employment. Okay, the things you did and all of that, just a little bit of everything. Okay, then the third thing you want to talk about is your cultural adaptability. And I always tell the people that I have interacted with over time, please do not apply to teach in Japan if you know nothing about Japan. Do you understand? I don't even know how possible it is that you want to go to a particular country to teach and you know nothing about the country. It doesn't speak well of you. Okay, so make your research, be knowledgeable about Japan, find the things that interest you about Japan, and then you can, that will even inspire you to write better. You'll be able to write better if you know what you are writing about. Okay, so you can see a sample here. If you have visited an Asian country in the past, oh, beautiful. If you have visited maybe any other foreign country and maybe you had an experience there or something, beautiful. But if you have not, just talk about the things you've researched about. So everything is okay, because I didn't visit any Asian country before coming to Japan. So Japan is like the first Asian country that I am visiting. And that was just okay. So I didn't have to talk about anything. I only talked about the research that I made and how I looked forward to being in Japan already. Now, you want to talk about your teaching philosophy and approach. I think almost every job that you apply to, they will ask for your philosophy. What do you believe in? What do you stand for? What is unique about you and your approach to teaching? Okay, so you share your teaching philosophy, include specific methods or strategies you use to engage your students. So you can see a sample there. I have honed my communication, collaborative, and critical thinking skills. So I would advise anyone going into teaching, whether you have taught, because I taught in a British school back in Nigeria, and it really helped me a lot. We use our lessons are usually so rich in 21st century skills. So you should make your research about 21st century skills. Okay, make your research about 21st century skills and their applicability in the classroom setting. It's going to help you a lot. So you have a lot of skills there, critical thinking, just a lot. Do you understand? So make your research. And then, as you can see in the sample in this video, so I use a variety of 21st century skills and interactive activities and technology to make learning enjoyable, ensuring that my students feel comfortable and motivated to participate. I am dedicated to helping my students achieve their language goals and develop confidence in their English skills. Okay, so if predominantly or if before now you weren't teaching English, you talk about how you've helped your students to improve in that particular subject that you taught them. Do you understand? So now you want to talk about your commitment to students' development. Okay, you want to talk about your commitment to student development. Emphasize your dedication to support students' personal and academic growth. Let them feel your teaching passion. Let them feel it from your writing. Okay, so you can just make a reference. This reference is not like a standard. I just put this here, just as a guide, like I said in the beginning. So in my last place of work, I assisted 4 students with reading difficulty, achieved 50% improvement in reading before they got promoted to the next class. So this is like an achievement, something you achieved. So yours could be anything. It could be helping a child develop more interest in the subject. It could be helping a child or helping students to look forward to your classes. It could just be anything. What have your students improved on when you started teaching them? What have you done? What have you contributed to their academics and overall growth? Do you understand? So you have to talk about all of that. And then now you want to talk about your enthusiasm for this opportunity. Okay, so it is not enough that you want to move to Japan through teaching. Are you really enthusiastic about this opportunity? Is this really what you want to do? If it is really what you want to do, then you should really, put in so much effort into doing this, okay? Put in so much effort. Let them see, let them feel your enthusiasm for this job. And now, you want to talk about your strong closing statement. You want to conclude with a strong closing statement. You want to express your eagerness to discuss your application further. You want to include your availability for an interview and all of that, all of that, all of that. So, please, these are very, very important points that I really just want to share with you. And I really, 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 really hope. I really, really, really hope that you follow through with this, and then, you just follow through, and I believe everything will work out, okay? As long as you do not give up, because I know a lot of people who have been discouraged. They've applied time and time again, and then it just seems as if, why am I applying again? Let me just give up. You don't have to give up, because there are a lot of factors that may be responsible for the rejection email. Different factors. The most important being, you're not the only person applying. There are a lot of people applying for the same position, and then sometimes they just employ based on priority and employ based on years of teaching experience. For instance, you have 1 year of teaching experience, and probably during that time frame that you're applying, almost everyone has like 5 years, 10 years. Of course, those ones are catchier, but that does not mean you should give up. Okay, that does not mean you should give up. There would always, like, these jobs are always open. As much as people are coming here to teach, a lot of people are also leaving. So it's just like that. It's just like teaching everywhere in the world. People go into teaching, people leave teaching. It's just the normal thing in the education sector, which shouldn't really be, but that's just what it is. So you don't have to give up. You don't know when or which application you're going to submit that will fly. So I just want to encourage you to just keep it up. And I would also like you to drop suggestions on what next I should do a video on, even though I am planning to do a video on possible interview questions, and also try to maybe attempt to answer some of them, because I don't know. So I am still working on that, but for now, let's work on our cover letter and make it catchy and emotional. Let's be able to drive the emotion. Let's be able to pull the employer. Yeah, the employer. Let's be able to pull them to ourselves. Let's make them endear. Let's make them what again? So that is all that I want to share with you today, and thank you so much for watching. Kindly leave your comments. I will do well to answer them. And please do not forget to subscribe and turn on your notification for my subsequent posts. Thank you so much for today, and I will see you and bye.